So we have already started this chapter, Pakistan since 1947, and we have completed half the chapter, if I'm not wrong. Right? Discuss about the nuclear weapons, the relationship between Pakistan and the USA, right? Have we discussed this part, Pakistan and the USA, or not?
Miss, will we read this whole chapter?
Part. Yes, who gonna read this nuclear weapon? Atik, camera on कीजिए please. Aman, Mustafa, switch on your camera. Yes, Aliza, continue. Start with this part.
Nuclear weapons. The 1971 defeat made Zulfikar Ali Bhutto decide that Pakistan must have nuclear weapons if it was to survive against India. And in 1972, he started the research program which eventually led to development of nuclear capability. India had tested its nuclear capability first in 1974 in May 1998 at Pokhran in the Rajasthan desert not far from Pakistan border. India carried out another nuclear test. Pakistan responded in the successful testing of nuclear bombs at Chagar in Balochistan in 1998. Further
Okay.
conflict.
Ji, continue.
Further conflict 1987 till 2002. In 1987, Pakistan and India fought for the control of the Siachen Glacier. This proved another indecisive struggle at 18,000 feet above sea level, the highest battlefield in the world. In 1999, Muslim guerrillas invaded Indian-held Kashmir, leading to an open war between India and Pakistani forces near Kargil. Pressure from American forced Pakistan to retreat, but again no progress was made towards a permanent settlement. In December 2001, terrorists attacked the India Parliament in New Delhi, killing 14 people. The Indian government claimed the terrorists were Muslim Kashmiris, backed by the Pakistani Secret Service, an accusation which President Musharraf denied.
Okay, stop. Stop. So, if we discuss about the nuclear weapon, especially in 1971, Zulfikar Ali Bhutto basically he decided that Pakistan have a nuclear power or the nuclear weapons definitely if they wanted to survive against the India. In 1972, they have started some research and they hired who is the founder or you can say who made the nuclear bomb for Pakistan. Can anybody has anybody any idea who made the nuclear bomb for Pakistan? किसने बनाया था पाकिस्तान को?
Miss Doctor,
Yes, Atik, repeat. It's
Miss
a
सही
general
से
knowledge
नाम
quiz.
Miss सही से नाम याद नहीं है लेकिन
It's
डॉक्टर
a
हैं
general knowledge quiz. Kadir Khan.
डॉक्टर कदीर खान
Exactly. He was the one who made the nuclear bomb for
Yes,
Pakistan.
his full name is
He
Abdul
was the
Qadir.
one who made your country the way that exactly Dr. Abdul Qadir Khan. So what happened? Definitely in 1974, in May, 1998, at Pokhran in Rajasthan desert, not far from Pakistan border, India carried out another nuclear test. Pakistan responded began. जनरली ये टेस्टिंग उन जगहों पे की जाती है जो रेसिडेंशियल एरियाज नहीं होते, ठीक है, और यहाँ पर जो है वो नॉर्मली बॉम्ब की ट्रेनिंग भी होती है, जो आपके आर्म फोर्सेस हैं वो यहाँ पे ट्रेनिंग भी कर रहे होते हैं कि डेफिनेटली किसी ह्यूमन बीइंग को जो है वो उससे नुकसान ना पहुंचे. Further conflicts, if we talk about 1987 to 2002, We are at peak, or you can say the highest battlefield in the world. It's above 18,000 above of sea level. It's very difficult to survive over here, but आपके जो soldiers हैं, they are definitely they are working through day and night to secure you basically. हमें secure करने के लिए वहाँ पर जो है वो काम कर रहे हैं. If we talk about in 1999, so Indian held Kashmir leading an open war, and off कश्मीर वॉर या फिर कश्मीर के ऊपर कोई ना कोई वॉर इंडिया पाकिस्तान के बीच में चलती रही है फॉर द पास्ट 70 years. What happened in later on, pressure from America forced Pakistan to retreat, but again no progress. किसी ना किसी तरीके से कोई ना कोई जो है वो अपने आप को जो एंटर करने की कोशिश करता था, लेकिन हमेशा से ये इशू जो है वो अनरिजॉल्वेबल रहा. In December 2001, that was a terrorist attack in Indian Parliament in New Delhi. That was, you can say, it's a huge attack or a bomb blast occurred over there, where 14 people killed. And Indian government claimed that this incident was occurred by the Pakistan, or you can say the Muslim Kashmiris. But fortunately, President Musharraf, he was the one who denied of this accusation. During early 2002, if we talk about war over Kashmir, one more seemed imminent as 500,000 Indians and 120,000 Pakistani troops smashed along the border. With both nations ready with their modern missiles, however, under pressure they stayed. Relationship between Pakistan and the USA, Javeria, please continue this part.
Pakistan and the USA. Pakistan needed allies against India and in particular wanted the friendship of the USA, the world's superpower. During the Cold War, Pakistan's political leaders usually looked to America rather than the USSR. In 1954, Pakistan joined the American-led Southeast Asia Treaty Organization (SEATO), as a result of which it received both military and financial aid from the USA. However, in the 1960s and 1970s, with India getting closer to the USA, Pakistan looked instead to China, whose power was growing. China helped Pakistan with its nuclear program and in 1978 helped in the building of the Karakoram Highway, which much improved trade between the two nations. When the USSR invaded Afghanistan in 1979, the USA became friendlier towards Pakistan. It supported the Mujahideen rising against the Russians. As President Zia was leading the alliance supporting the Mujahideen against the Russians, American military and financial aid flowed into Pakistan once more. A key
Okay, so
moment.
basically, this is all about the Pakistan and the US relationship, definitely, because being a world superpower, everyone was looking for their aids, or you can say their support. So in the beginning, definitely Pakistan needed some of the military aids and the financial aids. So Pakistan chose America. And say ITO, or you can say basically एक organization है. After that, Pakistan definitely collaborated with Chinese government, and you people have seen the different projects in Pakistan like Karakoram Highway, CPAC, that is still going on process right now, and Gwadar. आप सबने देखे होंगे. Just to improve the trade system, or you can say to improve more trading system between Pakistan and China. When the USSR invaded Afghanistan in 1979, US became friendlier towards Pakistan, rising against the Russian as President Zia was leading the alliance supporting the Mujahideen against the Russian. American military and financial aid flowed into Pakistan once more. A key moment, Musharraf became the LA of the USA 2001. Who gonna continue with this part? Or जिनके camera off है, please switch on your camera and keep your cameras on. Who gonna continue with the next part?
1. The USA gave Musharraf a clear but difficult choice. Either end all support to the Taliban in Afghanistan and extremist Muslims anywhere and join the USA in its war on terror, or be prepared to join Afghanistan in its defeat and rule. Musharraf chose to support America and was rewarded with considerable aid.
Okay, so basically, a key moment, Musharraf became the LA of the USA. So definitely, Pakistan government gave its support to the Taliban people. They were totally against the Americans, and they built their own, you can say, the forces, or they trained their people. And Al Qaeda attacked on the Twin Tower. अब सबको शायद पता हो about the 9/11 incident. एक 9/11 पे, so basically ability to the Taliban कि ये इनकी वजह से हुआ है. Because Pakistan was supporting Afghanistani people at that time, so they had only two choice. Americans just gave them the two choice that either they have to come to the American side, or they have to go to the Afghanistan side. And Musharraf, he was the president at that time. He supported Americans because definitely we needed economic and social changes, no doubt. At that time, in 2010, 2002 till 2010, Pakistan was growing rapidly in terms of economic growth. Okay, so let's continue with this part. Yes, Atik. Fatma Habib, okay, continue. Fatma will continue.
Economic and social change. Between 1947 and 2010, the population of Pakistan has more than doubled from approximately 80 million to 165 million. In that same period, the country has enjoyed considerable economic growth, varying from a low of about 3% per year in the late 1990s to a high of nearly 70% in the 1960s. And after 2001, many more people have come to live in cities and work in factories. Advances in technology, particularly of television and the internet, have made people much more aware of the ways in which other societies are developing. It is in fact the economic revolution which has changed Pakistani society faster than at any other time in history. Economic growth brought the greatest improvement in living standards to the middle classes working in cities, who were able to pay for better standards of education and healthcare. Compared to the nations in a similar stage of development like Sri Lanka or the Philippines, the Pakistan government has spent much more than average on defense needs, and so has spent much less on education and healthcare for its population.
Okay, so basically, like you have already heard about this term, economic and social changes. About what happened at that time in 1990s, a highly of high nearly 7% in 1960 and after 2001. Many more people have come to live in the cities. Definitely, the economy better to get the better opportunities, to get the better jobs. So most of the people they came into the cities, the lively cities, for example, Lahore, Islamabad, or Karachi, especially. Uh, People they were making their lifestyle better because everyone was able to get the job on merit basis as well. Living standards better was especially middle class families. Okay, because they had to go for the jobs, they had to get the education at that time. So government, you can say, spend a good amount on jobs basically, or to build the factories and the industries as well. Women in Pakistan,
Starting the new millennium 2011, history is hard to write the closer one gets to the present. Historians have not had the time to gather all the evidence about events to be sure that they are explaining them properly. Many governments keep their important records secret for 30 years or more. However, listed here are a number of events across the world which have to hit the headlines. Time will tell which will prove the most important. Pakistan, 1999. The army took over after Nawaz Sharif tried to sack its commander-in-chief, General Pervez Musharraf. Musharraf became president. 2004, Electoral College gave Musharraf a vote of confidence. He decided to stay in power until at least 2007. 2004, armed conflict occurred in the mountains northwest. region between the National Army and Islamic militants supporting the Taliban. Sporadic violence continues in parts of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and FATA. 2004 till 11, drone attacks were launched by the US government against Taliban and Al Qaeda suspects in FATA along the Afghan border. The highest number of attacks and casualties were in 2010. 2005, a devastating earthquake in Azad Kashmir across northern Pakistan left over 80,000 dead and hundreds of thousands homeless. 2007, the army took possession of the Lal Masjid in Islamabad, which harbored Islamic militants. 105 people, including 11 soldiers, were killed. 2007, Benazir Bhutto and Nawaz Sharif returned from exile to fight the 2008 election. In October, Benazir motorcade was in Karachi, attacked by a suicide bomber, killing nearly 150 people. And
wounding about 1,000, Benazir Bhutto survived unhurt.
on 2007 December, Benazir were assassinated at an election rally in Rawalpindi. 2008, anti-Musharraf parties won a large majority in the election. Asif Ali Zardari, Bhutto's widowed husband, became President. Musharraf resigned and left the country. 2010, worst floods in the recent history of Pakistan wrought havoc from north to south, resulting in economic impact, casualties, and displacement. Attacks and militant attacks on the people continued. 2011, in January, Punjab Governor Salman Taseer was gunned down by his security guard in retaliation for his views and implementation of the
resulting in economic impact.
And displacement attacks and militant attacks on the people continue. 2011, in January, Punjab Governor Salman Taseer was gunned down by his security guard in relation for his views and implementation of the blasphemy law. Pakistan-US ties went into a spin over the Raymond Davis case. Davis was accused of shooting two men in Lahore in February. On 1st May, American special forces found Osama bin Laden, the Al-Qaeda leader, in hiding in Abbottabad, killed and buried him at sea. NATO helicopters forces NATO helicopters forces killed 24 Pakistan Army soldiers and injured 13 in a pre-dawn attack termed unprovoked in November. A new political development is on the horizon as Imran Khan, the cricket hero and social worker, has brought his party Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf into the forefront. His rallies across the country have drawn huge crowds supporting change.
Okay. Although all these points I'm sure कि clear होंगे आप सबको. अगर कोई मसला है तो उसमें पूछ लें, because we have already discussed all of these points before. Some of them are new. So I told you about Salman Taseer. He was the renowned businessman and the Punjab governor at that time. He was killed by his security guard because some of them were injured. So NATO forces are, you can say, the special forces of American army, basically. Special forces कहलाते हैं ये. Mustafa, these are the pages. This is the page number 148 of your book. Okay, so this page is very important for all of you. Page number 148 till 149. So you need to go through it. And those points and those instances we have discussed, they all are very important for your paper. Okay? especially on the basis of MCQs. ठीक है? I hope everything is clear. Any confusion so far? You need to solve it. This exercise 2.1. Connect the events on the left and the people on the right with the correct dates. So in the middle, correct dates are given. First of all, you need to match with the event, and after that, you need to match with the personalities or the country names are given on the left side. ठीक है? You need to find out. Although थोड़ा सा jumble हो जाएगा, but you need to solve it. It's very important. I'll help you by solving the first one. You need to see the first date 1951. पहले आपने डेट को देखना है, इसको आपने इवेंट के साथ मैच करना है, दैट विच इवेंट अकर्ड ऑन 1951. The first event that was occurred in 1951, that is Prime Minister assassinated. So you need to match it 1951 till to Prime Minister assassinated. And what was the name of the Prime Minister? Can anybody tell me? जी.
Miss Liaquat Ali Khan.
Exactly, लियाकत अली खान. The third line पे आपके पास उनका name given है, लियाकत अली खान. Likewise, the second date is 1958. Which event occurred on 1958? So we see the event was martial law imposed. Martial law imposed on 1958 by whom? Can anybody tell me? Who imposed martial law?
Miss
In,
Ayub Khan.
exactly, General Ayub Khan, the first name given. This is the one. Likewise, you need to solve all the dates. You need to match with their eve. Are you all getting my point? आपने इसको ऐसे solve करना है, हो जाएगा, कोई
Yes,
difficult चीज नहीं है.